They just brought Gene Wilder back. Nobody asked him. You'll find out more about it today on HAX Labs. Hey guys, welcome back to HAX Labs. I'm Hank, the founder of HAX Labs. And if you haven't already done so, would you subscribe to our channel? We think you'll get great information, especially if you're a professional actor. And also, hopefully you'll like this episode and share it with others. Okay, let's get started. Gene Wilder, who is that? That's the guy who played Willy Wonka on the famous Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That happened in 1971. A little history for you guys, a little buff. Yes, I am so old. In 1971, at 6 years old, my parents, our parents, we had 5 of us, 4 girls and a boy. We got to go to see Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory at the drive-in movie theater. Yes, you drove in, you parked your car, you put this big old microphone, metal microphone on your window, and you watched the movie. And it was incredible. 6 years old, I was blown away. I've been doing voice acting for over 30 years. I've experienced this. And today, you may have seen it on Netflix. There is the trailer of Wonka's Golden Ticket. It's going to be a reality show where I believe 12 contestants will try out to win the Golden Ticket. I think it's incredible. But I want to talk more about what has happened with the use of Gene Wilder's voice. Now, Netflix brought him back from the dead, not metaphorically, his actual voice, speaking brand new lines in a show that comes out this September. Before you asked, no, they didn't ask him, obviously. They couldn't, because he died 10 years ago, before this technology even existed. Stick with me, because this isn't really a story about Gene Wilder. It's a story about every single voice actor watching this needs to already have an answer to. So here's what actually happened. Netflix has a new competition dropping September 23rd, coincidentally my birthday. And it's called, as I mentioned, Wonka's Golden Ticket. 12 winners, a version of the Chocolate Factory, a season of games built around that movie and Roald Dahl's book. And running the whole thing is Gene Wilder's voice. And it's recreated with AI, built in partnership with a major voice platform company. And it looks amazing to me. Now, Wilder played Wonka, as I mentioned, in the original 1971 movie. In 2016, he passed away. It was about 10 years ago. And yet, we did, and it was complications of Alzheimer's. But here's the part that matters. His estate did sign off. His wife, Karen Wilder, gave her blessing publicly and warmly, and it's on the record. So is this legal? It's clean. Its state is approved, licensed, above board, but legal and okay aren't always combined in the same sentence. And that's where this actually gets interesting, because here's what nobody can actually answer. Would Gene Wilder have wanted it to be done? We don't know. We can't know. Obviously, this technology didn't exist 10 years ago. And his estate can consent on his behalf legally. However, a lot of people aren't buying the distinction. Now, there was a series that came out, I think it was a while back, but when this new trailer came out, there was a series that they compared it to, and they got all concerned. It was called, I think, Willy's Chocolate Experience, and it was not done very well. It was AI heavily marketed, stunt, and children were upset. This is a different company. It's the same Chocolate Factory, same, but it is definitely, this isn't the same production. This looks really amazing, and like I said, I would encourage you to watch the trailer, but his family has given full support. Now, this isn't a one-off thing, okay, guys? This is becoming a playbook. The same platform recreated Judy Garland's voice for an audiobook of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, timed right before Wicked. You guys remember Wicked? I think it's called Wicked for Good, hit theaters. They did Burt Reynolds. They just last month, they put out an audiobook of Homer's Odyssey, narrated by Michael Caine. They've got some incredible voices, timed right before Christopher Nolan's Odyssey movie. Also estate approved, also licensed. One thing I will say, the companies that have built these voices, mine included, named the Brian voice, they've done it above board and with integrity. So I will say great job to them. This works. It's respectful on paper, and it's going to keep happening because it gives studios a clean way to bring back voices audiences already love. So here's what I'm actually bringing up today. If you're new around here, and a lot of you are, welcome, by the way, I want to be straight with you about where HAX Labs actually stands on all of this. AI voice technology is not going away. It's not going to stand here and tell you it's a fad and that it flames out if you just wait long enough. It won't, and I'm not going to tell you that. Gene Wilder's voice narrating a brand new show 10 years after he died is proof of that. But here's what people get backwards. The technology getting better doesn't mean your voice matters less. It means the decision behind it matters more. Okay? Who gets asked? Who says yes? Who gets paid every time it runs? Not just once at the start. How does it work? Does it work on scripting? Does it work on reusage? How is that going to play out? We don't know. And I'll say the honest part out loud because that's the standard we hold ourselves to. Our company, HAX Labs, builds on some of the underlying same voice technologies as the stories you just heard. The tech itself isn't the problem. What we do differently is where the consent lives, with the actor specifically every time, not with an estate managed after the fact. That's the whole reason our company exists. We're not trying to keep AI out of voice acting. That ship sailed. And honestly, it should have sailed probably a while ago. What we're trying to do is make sure that when your voice becomes a digital voice replica, you're the one who decided that, and you set the terms within reason, obviously, because everyone has certain terms to protect both their company and each other. You'll get paid when it's developed, and including getting paid while you sleep. Of course, doesn't that sound great, right? Obviously, there are some actors who are scared of this, and we want to quell their fears. We want to encourage that. We need actors who are informed, who own their own terms. We want to be probably the most transparent company to show that people that we do believe that the human actor, the God-given voice is the most important thing, but we want to also protect them. Gene Wilder, he can't weigh in on any of these decisions, and that's exactly why the rest of us have to. So, if your voice ever becomes a digital voice replica, that has to be your call. That's the way I see it, at least. And it should be made while you're actually here to make it. Not your estates, 10 years later, guessing at what you would have wanted. That's the standard. That's what we hold ourselves to. And if you want to see what that actually looks like in practice, that's what HAX Labs is here for. I will leave you with this thought. I did this 3 years ago, coming up on 3 years. It's been used quite a bit. I hear it. I'm surprised about it. When you hear it on Netflix, you're like, oh, they used my voice. I agreed to the terms. I agreed to this partnership. I'm glad I did. I've helped others build their voices, but we got to do it, on a phone call, face to face, I guess you'd say, with Teams or with Zoom, but we got to do it on a Zoom call, having a conversation in agreement, and I think that's the best way. I will say it's pretty cool if my voice is used in opportunities, and there's a whole realm of opportunity that's out there that I see it as just another stream of business opportunity, and I accept it. AI is not going anywhere. I'm going to take full advantage of it on my terms. So I'm Hank Groff. This is HAX Labs, and we'll see you next time.